Hello, good evening my dear students. You see here in the first video I gave you the introduction about the pair of linear equations in two variables. Now I will go for exercise. You see here all the exercises are not there. Some exercises are reduced. That I will come to know and then tell you. Which are there, that only I am going to solve. So here this is exercise 3.1. Now exercise 3.1, the first sum, first situation as such, because what the title of the question says over here they say that read the situation and represent the situation algebraically, the first point, then graphically. Understood? So all the situations we have to solve it, right? Okay, see what the question says here. This is the first situation. After tells his daughter 7 years ago, this has to be underlined. Okay, see here. Always in this chapter, whenever the situations are given, in this chapter and quadratic equation, statement form of sums. This is statement form of sums. So you have to read the statements once or twice till you understand what is given in the statement and what we have to find out or what we have to do, what we are asked to do. Understood? So read the statement once or twice till you understand. Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago, I was 7 times, this is also you have to underline, 7 times, right? As old as you were then. That means what? What this part of the question meaning? Meaning, here is a daughter and the father. There is a conversation going on between the father and the daughter. Father tells to the daughter, hey, see here, I was the 7 years back, when you go back 7 years, I was 7 times as old as you were then. What was your age 7 years back? So mine age as compared to your age 7 years back was 7 times more. This is what is the meaning of the question. Understood? Next part of the question you see. Also, 3 years from now, this is also point to be noted. 3 years from now. 3 years from now means you are here at the center point. That means here the present age. Past means here. 7 years ago means this side. 3 years after means this side. From now or hence, these words are used in the questions. Also 3 years from now or 3 years hence, this word also may be used in the question. I shall be 3 times, this has so 3 times, note, you have to note this also. 3 times as old as you will be. Present age of the father and the daughter. 7 years back, what was the age of the father and the daughter? We have to note it down. And after 3 years here, this side, after 3 years, what will be the age of the father and the daughter? We have to note down. Solve those equations, reduce those equations, then you will get the algebraic pair of linear equations. There ends the first part. The same thing you have to solve off, then represent the same graphically. So there will be 2 parts in this question, right? I hope the question is clear to you people. So what I do, I go for algebraic proving or representation of the situation, right? Okay, first of all, solution. Let the present age of father, or you can write Aftab, name is given, is equal to x years. We take it as x years, right? Because we don't know. Present age of daughter, present age of daughter, y years we take it as, right? Y years. Daughter's age y years, Aftab means father's age x years. Now, what the first condition? 7 years ago. That means right. 7 years ago we have to find out And write like this, 7 years ago. First situation. 7 years ago means what? Present age is x years. 7 years ago means x plus 7. That means Aftab's age. Aftab's age. What was it? X minus 7 years. Because minus, why minus? You are going back. Understood? That's why x minus 7. This is what is Aftab's age. Now, daughters. Age is equal to present age of the daughter is y. 7 years back means again minus. That means y minus 7 years. Right. Now what the question says here? I was 7 times as old as you were then. That means these two, 7 years of Aftab and daughters, has to be compared or equated in this form. That is x minus 7. I means Aftab is referring. He is saying about himself. I was 7 times as old as you were then. That means this is what is the equation. Now this we have to reduce it and bring it into the standard form or linear pair of equation. How to reduce this? X minus 7 is equal to 7 into y is 7y. Plus into minus 49. Bring this y to this side. X minus y this side and 7 to right hand side. Plus will become minus 7y is equal to this minus 49 is here only and this will become plus. That means plus 7. Okay. Here x minus 7y is equal to, see here, 49 plus 7 means minus 42. This is what is your first equation. Right? Hope this point is clear to you. Now I will go for second one. What the second situation says? Also 3 years from now. So second is 3 years onwards. Or after, not onwards. 3 years after. What will be their respective ages? Aftab's age. Aftab's age. After means what? That is add. That is plus. So present age is x plus 3. This is what is father's age. What about the daughter? Daughter's present age is y. Y plus 3 years. Now, what the condition is given here? 3 times as old as you will be. 3 times old. Who is saying this? Aftab is saying. That means present age here after 3 years, Aftab's age will be x plus 3. X plus 3 is equal to 3 times. That means 3 into your age. That is y plus 3. Okay, simplify again. 3 into y is 3y. 3 plus 3 into 3 is 9. Bring y to left hand side and send this 3 to right hand side. X minus 3y is equal to 9 is here only. Send this to right hand side becomes minus. X minus 3y is equal to 9 minus 3 is 6. So this is what is your second equation. So first and second equation, you have already represented the present situation, the given situation algebraically. Understood? So you can write over here algebraic representation first one is x minus 7y is equal to minus 42. Second one, x minus 3y is equal to 6. 3y is equal to 6. So this is what is your answer. Answer in the sense, first part of the question is what? Now we have to represent these two mean situation graphically. So space is less. What I do over here, I will calculate, taking the first one, I will calculate the coordinates. Mind over here, note the point over here. First and second equation, both you have to solve it. How to solve it graphically? The first step, to solve the given pair of linear equation graphically, first step is you have to take the first equation, then you have to tabulate it. Tabulate means you have to make the tables, right? X and Y. So you have to find the X and Y coordinates. Then you have to take the graph sheet and plot the points. Then draw the graph line. You will come to know whether the line intersect or parallel or whatever it is. Understood? So this is what we have to do. So the calculation point of view is equally important. You will have calculation point of view, you will have 1 mark for it. 1 mark when the table is ready with the calculations, you will get 1 mark. And those coordinates when you plot on the graph sheet, you will get another mark. And the equation algebraic formation, 1 more mark like this. If it is 3 mark question, distribution will be like this. Understood? Okay, if it is 2 marks question, this, and then for graph, that is 1.5 marks, 1.5 marks. This way also they can split. Okay, now we will prepare this table, right? Okay, how to prepare the table I will tell you. This part is very important because after this chapter I am going to give you homework again that I am going to tell you after the completion of this chapter. Now you see what I do. I will take this equation, x minus 7y is equal to minus 42, right? This is my first equation. Now here you have to keep the equation either in x or in y form. Means you can keep the equation either in x and y form in the sense what? This y you send to that side and minus you send to this side. Or you can keep the equation in terms of y also. So x is equal to this minus 42 will remain here only, but minus 7y will be transposed to right hand side. That will become plus 7y and this is minus 42. So this is what is your equation for the calculation point of view. This is what is the first step you have to do. Either you can keep the equation or change the subject of the equation to x or to y. Any one thing you have to do. Okay, see here. Here I have changed the subject of the equation in terms of x. Now, here is a table, right? X and y. Right? X and y, for example. What I do over here is x is equal to is the equation, subject is x over here. You have to assume what is y value. You have to assume that any number, negative integer you can assume or positive integer you can assume, right? But minimum 1, 2, 3 are required, or else even 4 also is good for you. Understood? But 2 points not feasible, not correct. At least 3 you may have to go for. Okay. What I told you here is assume y value. Okay, what I take first case, y value, suppose I take it over here, y is equal to 7. Y is equal to 7. What happens here? In that case, solve the equation putting y value and find the x. X is equal to 7. What is y value I have assumed? 7 into 7. This is minus 42. Right? In that case, what will be our answer? Is equal to, come over here, x is equal to 49 minus 42 is equal to 49 minus 42 is 7. That means greater number is having positive sign, therefore x value is also 7. Understood? Y is also 7, x is also 7. Okay. The next one will take. Like this you have to go on assuming the y value. Next what I will take, suppose I take 6 as important is you are assuming y value, note the y value in y column only. Okay, next equation. X is equal to, here 7y means this 7 as it is into, what is y value I have assumed this time? 6. That means it is 6. So minus this is 42. Okay, next one is what? X is equal to 7 6 are 42 minus 42. What is your answer? 0. That means corresponding x value or corresponding x coordinate we call it as the y coordinate. Suppose it is 6, we have assumed after calculating the y coordinates here, x coordinate, corresponding x coordinate it is 0. Like that we are going for next value. So what we can assume over here, next value, suppose you take minus as here, 7 into 7 minus will become, again your graph value will increase, therefore don't take minus, go on considering the plus value only. So 6 we have assumed. Let us take as 5. Okay, y value as 5. That means here x is equal to 7 into, what is y value this time? 5 is equal to, that is minus 42, x is equal to 35 minus 42, right? So what is the answer here? So here it is 42, 35, 7 again, understood? But this time it is minus 7. This time it is minus 7. So here it is minus 7. Right? These three values are enough. Fourth one, if necessary, we have to go in for. I feel that only we need not to solve the equation they have said, only represent it graphically. So these three values are enough. The fourth one is not necessary in this case. Okay. Now what I do, this is my first table. Okay. This is my first table. What I do is, I will rub the things here. See, one thing I'll tell you, I'll leave for 1 minute time. You can note this. Then I'll rub this part and prepare the second table also. Then I will draw the graph according to the tabulated coordinates. Okay. For 1 minute, you please go through, note it. Then later on, I will rub this. Okay, see here. The first table is ready with the first equation. Now I will consider the second equation and make one more table. Right. So what is this? X minus 3y is equal to 6. X minus 3y is equal to 6. X is here, y is here. Again 3 values let us consider. So 3 values. This is our table 1. So what is the equation here? X minus 7y is equal to 42. This is what is the table pertains to this equation. Now here this is x minus 3y is equal to 6. Here again, once you have taken x is equal to, you have made the subject of the equation as x. So second time also you have to make the subject of the equation as x only. One time you have taken as x, another time suppose you take as y, then you may go wrong. That is not the right method to do it. So first you want y means again you can take y only, right? So here we are considered as x, therefore next time also you have to consider as x only. So what it becomes now? X is equal to, x is here only, is equal to 6 also is here, only this minus 3y is transposed to right hand side, that will become plus 3y. So this is what is your equation for the calculation point of your purpose. Okay. So what to assume here? Again y value you have to assume. Suppose your y value is what? 0 for example. If you assume as 0, what happens? X is equal to 6 plus 3 into 0. Here 6 is the answer. Understood? This becomes 0. X is equal to 6. Okay. This is 6. Now second is what? Let us assume this as minus 1. Y value as minus 1. Here what happens? Because 6 is more, no? If you assume minus value, then you can subtract from it. 6 plus of 3 into y value you have taken as minus 1. You can go for positive also, not compulsory you have to take it as minus. If you go for plus, 3 ones are 3, 6 plus 3, 9. Your graph line will increase. Graph line will increase. That's why you have to reduce it. So what is your answer here in this case now? X is equal to 6 plus into minus is minus 3, 3 ones are 3 and your answer here is 3. That means here it is 3. What is this now? It is 3. Now go for again minus 1. That means here suppose you take it as minus 2. What happens here? X is equal to this 6 plus of 3 into bracket y means minus 2. Y means minus 2. So x is equal to 6 plus into minus is minus, 3 2s are 6. Your answer here is 0. That means x value is 0. So 1, 2, 3 coordinates of y and x coordinates, corresponding x coordinates we have calculated it. These two tables are ready. Now what I do? I will keep these two tables, then draw the graph. Meanwhile, please go through this. I will leave for 1 minute time, right? Then I will just check it up. Only these two. Balance I rub off and draw the graph. Okay? Note the point. Hope you have noted the points. Now you see here, first equation table is ready with us and second equation table also is ready. Now here also you have to make a point. Usually what we do, or most of the students what you do, drawing the graph. Suppose you see here, graph, this is your graph sheet, okay. Suppose this is your graph sheet, okay. This is your graph sheet means, here you have to do the calculations. Even in the examination also, in the examination, you will be supplied the graph sheet, means it will be there in the booklet itself. One side blank page will be there, another side graph sheet will be there. On the blank sheet you have to show the calculation and make the table ready. And this side you have to draw the graph. Understood? Usually what the students will do, drawing the graph means exactly at the center they will draw the horizontal line, that is x-axis, and here at the center y-axis they will draw. How? Example is like this. Suppose this is your graph sheet. This way they will draw y, y dash, this is o, x dash and x. This is not the right method to draw it, right? So what is the right method to draw it then? See here. You have to go through the table first. You have to go through the table. You see here. In both the tables, what you do is observe the coordinate of x axis or x. Maximum value of x coordinate in table 1 is what? 7 on positive side, means plus 7. Maximum value on minus 7, right? So both sides it has to be minus 7 and plus 7 means 1 extra you have to take 8 and 8. So left side and right side it has to be 8 units, right, for x axis. Now what is the here? 6 is maximum, so it is covered over here. So minimum is 0, that means it starts always with 0 only. So x axis 7 and 7. Now y axis, what is the maximum here? Plus side 7. What is in this? No plus only, all are minus only. So here on y axis minus side is not necessary. That means how to draw your graph sheet? See here. Suppose this is your graph sheet, right? This is your graph sheet. Now x axis means just give the pencil fast. Okay, see here. X axis, you see here. Always x axis will be horizontal, isn't it? So anywhere you can draw it. But y plus side means y axis will be plus 7 means always on the top you need more space. For example, if you draw x axis here, then y axis here, your plus point will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, there is no space, you will say. That means you have to go down. Here 7 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 0 here. One more means this is your 0. You have to draw x axis here. Minus side is this. Minus side usually here only 2 are there. That means from here 1 and 2, 1 extra. Here ends your graph. You can draw one more graph in this page only. So you have to utilize the page maximum, right? Economically you have to use the page. Understood? Now I will draw this one. I hope this point is clear. If it is not clear, again you ask your friends. If not, you come over here when to clarify the doubts. Then at that time I will clarify this even your point, right? Okay, what I do now, I will draw the graph of these two coordinates, right? Table 1. So my point is here. This is my y-axis. See here, plus sign. I will give more space. And here less space is enough because minus are hardly 2. 1 and 2. This is minus 1, minus 2. One more extra minus 3. And this is my y dash. This is our 0. Here 7 are there. Both sides 7. That means you have to extend this. So 1, 2, 3. These are minus values. 4, 5, 6, 7 minus value, and this is lastly 8. So this is your x dash. Now here also 7. 1, 2, but these are positive values. 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. One more is 8. Leave this. This is your x and this is your y. Here also positive value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and one more is 8. Now you have to plot. Graph sheet is ready for plotting purpose, right? How to plot? This is your y. You see here x, first table. This is your 0, y, y dash, x, x dash. Maximum here is 7 on the x side, minus 7. Both are correct. Now I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Numbering also please note 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should not be any misconception. That means leaving 4, if you go for next number means your graph may not be correct, right? So I will go for next one. You see here 7. First table I am plotting it. 7. That means plus 7. Here is a 7. What is y? Y also is 7, but plus 7. 7. Here also 7. On the graph sheet, what you do? Put a scale and then just go rise up here up to 7. This is what is your first point, right? Okay, see here. X is 7. So positive value x is 7. Y also is 7. That means y also 7. This is your first point. Understood? So this is your first point. Just make a small dot, a minimum one. Don't put a big cross, right? Or don't draw this much. Dot, only dot. You should know it. That's the reason. Now second one. X is 0, y is 6. X is 0, y is plus 6. Plus means above the origin. This we call it as a origin. And below the origin is minus values. Left side of the origin on the x-axis is minus values. Right side of the origin on the x-axis is plus value. Right? Okay. So here it is 0 and 6. Here is 6. You have to mark here only. Understood? Next one is what? Minus 7. See this side. It is minus 7. Then plus 5. That means minus 7. Plus y is here. Straight away, this is what. Here is your next value. Over, you have to take a scale and draw it. This is what is first point, second point, third point. That means join this. Is it clear? To take a scale and draw it, you will get a right and good graph. So what is the coordinate here? This coordinate is first one 7, 7. This is your first point. Then this is what is, first you have to write x value always 0 and 6. Always first letter has to be written. First numerical number indicates the coordinate of x-axis. Third one is what? X is minus 7. So here it is minus 7 comma plus 5. Right. Now what the equation? X minus 7y. is equal to minus 42. You have to write here. X minus 7y is equal to minus 42. This is what is your, it indicates this graph is of this equation. You have to indicate these points, coordinate you have to indicate. Now I'll go for plotting the second tabulated coordinates. What is x value here in the second one is 6. So plus 6. What is y value? 0. X value is here 6. Y value is 0. That means your first point will be here. Understood? Okay, next one is what? X is 3. This is x is 3. Y is minus 1. Here is 3. This side minus 1. That means your next value is this. Okay, next one. 0 is x and minus 2 is y. X is 0, y is minus 2. That means it is here. See, these are the 3 points. You have to join this. Right? Okay. So extend, you can extend also straight away. No need. Now, coordinates you write. Always you have to write x coordinate first. X is 0, y is minus 2. Here is what? X is 3 and here x is 3, y is minus 1. This is what is minus 1. Now here is x is 6. That means y is 0. Now what is your equation? Equation here is x minus 3y is equal to 6. Understood? Lastly, you should not forget to write the scale. What is the scale on x-axis? X-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit or 1 year you can say. And y-axis, what 1 year indicates? Age. 1 centimeter is equal to 1. What is this? You have taken every graph. You see in here graph I said no. I told you no here graph. 1 centimeter means this part. See here. This is 1 centimeter. Right. And then this is 1 centimeter. Here also 1 centimeter. Here also 1 centimeter. Understood? Look over here. This is 1 centimeter and this also 1 centimeter. Right? So that is what we have indicated in the graph. 1 centimeter represents 1 year. Sometimes, depending on the sum, you may have to go for 1 centimeter. You start with 4. In that case, your x-axis will be 1 centimeter is equal to 4 years. Understood? Accordingly. So this is what is the representation of the graph of the first situation. Here ends the sum. Now I go for, hope you have understood it. Just note the point over here. Then I go for second situation.